Let's see how you do under pressure. Oh, yeah. I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay. Hey. Yeah. Ain't no errors, baby. It's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, but extra.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome in to another episode podcast to talk about our favorite team, the Arizona Cardinals. How's everybody doing today on this fantastic Wednesday? Hopefully everybody's having a fantastic one. I sure am. But we got 4 days away from Cardinals versus Bears. Hey, man, things could be worse, ladies, and things could be worse, absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, huge shout out to the people that are currently in the chat. We already got the yos in the chat. Appreciate y'all. We got Vin, we got Flying Solo, Coley Jack, AJ, King Rock, Adrian, DJ, Matthew. Appreciate y'all for being in the chat. Do me a huge favor, smack up the like button on your way in. Just helps out, letting other people know that, we're starting this live stream. So appreciate you guys for being here, by the way. Obviously, a lot of news dropped in the world of the Cardinals this morning. And if you guys didn't watch the latest video, released it probably about an hour and a half ago at this very moment. And I'm not going to lie to you, ladies and gentlemen, this one is taking off like nobody's business, right? But a lot to talk about. I want to get your guys' input on this whole situation that, we're hearing from, because yesterday we had this conversation, right? And the conversation was, should the Cardinals be buyers, right? That was the conversation, right? Should the Cardinals be buyers? And there was some people that were like, yes, 100%, Mike. I believe what you're saying. You're right. Everything you're saying is right. Not everything, but you agree that we should be buyers. But there is a portion of the fan base that's like, nah, let's sit back. Let's sit back and let's see what the Cardinals are going to do, right? And there's some people that are just like fully let Monty cook, right? Or let Monty do, I trust everything Monty does, right? So there's a lot of different opinions out there. But we just got word today, or at least a report, right, that the Cardinals are making phone calls, right? The Cardinals are making phone calls to potentially bring in a pass rusher, which is huge news, right? Absolutely huge news on its own. So we're going to be diving into all that. Let me just give a huge shout out here to the sponsors of the videos real quick, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be BetUS. If you're looking for a brand new sportsbook, BetUS is the way to go. Currently, right now, if you use promo code YouTube150, they will provide you with a 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit and 125% sign-up bonus on the following two. That's going to be up to $2,000 by using promo code YouTube150. So let's get started here. Okay, so we got the news of that. Let's dive into that a little later on, right? Let's first talk about this, shall we? Let's first talk about this. Okay, I want to get your guys' thoughts on this whole thing, right? Now, there was speculations that Jonah Williams will not start another game in the 2024 season, and the reason why I say that is because there was a lot, and I mean a lot of question marks around when Jonah got hurt. There was a lot of tight-lipped, right? JG didn't want to say a darn thing. He did not want to say anything, right, to give us some sort of hope. And I get it, right? That's kind of the way he runs things, and that's completely fine. But hearing the fact that Jonah Williams is coming back, does that give you guys a sigh of relief? Does that give you guys a level of excitement, in the chat? I mean, it does to me, right? It absolutely does to me. Absolutely. Jonah Williams coming back and had a good start to the 2024 season. But having him back would be nothing but amazing, right? Now, let's call it like it is. This offensive line is not bad. This offensive line that we have so far, they've actually been very, very decent. Like, they actually been very, very good for the Arizona Cardinals. No, truly. I'm not trying to sell anybody a can of goods, but no sack for Kyler Murray last game. And I believe in the game prior as well. Kyler Murray has been able to stay upright, right? So overall, this offensive line has been holding up very well. And I mean very, very well for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, hearing Jonah Williams is trending in the right direction to come back, and he's already had that 21-day window open up for him, it's amazing news. It really is. Now, I want to be very clear. I said this on my video, and I'm going to say this again, because for some reason, people think that when you open up a 20-day window, you're going to see him here in week 9. That's not necessarily the case, ladies and gentlemen. It's not. What this means is that the Arizona Cardinals have 21 days to put him on the 53-man roster, right? If the Cardinals do not put him on the 53-man roster within those 21 days, he has to remain on IR for the remaining of the season. Now, obviously, with Jonathan Gannon coming out saying that he's going to practice, and there's already been pictures and, videos of Jonah Williams all over X/Twitter. Step in the right direction. It's a step in the right direction. Definitely. I think right now the Cardinals are getting very, very healthy at the right spot, right? Like, we've been struggling so much with the trenches, primarily the offensive side, that right side, right? But that defensive side of the ball as well, just riddled, and I mean riddled with injuries, right? D-Rob, BJ, Bilal, Justin Jones. There might be somebody else I'm missing as well, but we're just riddled with injuries, right? So to hear we're starting to get a little healthier, right? D-Rob was put on the 53-man roster. Now, the way that they're talking about him, we're only going to speculate here. Now, Jonathan Gannon did say he is going to be day by day. So that usually tells me that he probably won't maybe start versus the Bears game. He might have an appearance. He might just don't think of him having a big workload, right? Now, if he does, right? Now, big workload on this defense doesn't mean 90% of the snaps. It means like 67, right? 64, 63% of the snaps. That's what usually a big workload is. I think the Cardinals are going to be very, very careful when it comes down to Darius Robinson. They're going to ease him in. So if we do see him in week 9, it's probably going to be a small sample size, and they're going to try to ramp him up. But, it's trending in the right direction. They put him on the 53 because if they didn't, that means he's going to have to stay on IR for the remaining of the season. So what does that tell me? He's close, right? He's close. So, and I know we've been saying this for weeks now, right? I almost kind of feel like a broken record. We're all saying it's close, it's close, it's close. So, yeah, good things ahead. Good things ahead. Yes, K1, appreciate the reminder. Gardeck, boom, another one, right? Just so many injuries on the defensive side of the ball, and also on the right side of the offensive side of the line. So hearing Jonah Williams coming back, you love to hear it. You absolutely love to hear it. Yes, I saw that as well. So let me go ahead and talk about this real quick. 23K5, appreciate you for being in the chat. He says there was a report about D-Rob, and he didn't show up to practice today. Plus, Sean Murphy-Bunting is back, so it's terrible news. Okay, what's the terrible news is Sean Murphy-Bunting's back, or the fact that D-Rob wasn't in practice? I guess let me ask that. Yes, but you're right. Yeah, Darius Robinson was not seen in practice today. You are 100% correct. Yes. Jonah Williams was there. Darius Robinson wasn't there. But yes, you are 100% correct. Sean Murphy-Bunting coming back, I guess that could be a little disappointing. I know. I really want to see what Max Melton can do. I really do. But I mean, at this very moment, all we can really say is we're getting healthier, right? We're getting healthier, and it's a step in the right direction. So Darius Robinson, yes, was not in practice today, but trending in the right direction. He's on the 53-man roster. Good news. Jonah Williams is starting to practice, and he was seen in practice. So, hey, let's get this going. I'm super, super excited about it. AJ in the chat says, Mad Max, baby. Yes, I want to see Max Melton, too. I want to see more Max Melton. I think that's going to be the best way he's going to learn to be the best cornerback he possibly can, right? Especially when you're as young as you are, you need the reps. You absolutely do. You absolutely need the reps. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, you absolutely need the reps. So, okay. That's what the whole Jonah Williams thing is happening, right? Shocking? Yes. Good news? Yes. But let's talk about what everybody wants to talk about here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about what everybody wants to talk about here, and that is that the Arizona Cardinals are making calls. We're making calls. Now, I want to be very clear here, ladies and gentlemen. I want to be very, very clear. You ask a casual Arizona Cardinal fan, you ask any Cardinal fan, you even ask anybody outside this organization, right? Or even ask a football fan, right? Ask a football fan. What's the biggest problem of the 2024 Arizona Cardinals? Most everybody will tell you. Pass rush, right? Pass rush. So I want to be very clear. We're not talking about this because this report opened the eyes of Arizona Cardinal fans and we're like, oh my God, wow, Messiah, right? Oh man, we didn't know. No, we're not talking about this because of that, right? We're talking about this report because the report says that they're making phone calls, right? We know. Look at this channel and whoever else covers the Arizona Cardinals. I almost promise you, everybody knows the problem in what we're dealing with. It's lack of pass rush, right? The Cardinals haven't been able to fill the need after BJ went down, after Dennis Gardick went down, right? So to hear the Cardinals are shopping, right, or trying to get a pass rusher is not a surprise, right? What's exciting is that the report says that we're making calls, right? That we're making calls, right? And right, this is the year 2 of Jonathan Gallen. This is year 2 of Monty Ossenfort. This is year 2 of Monty. So fans, right? Media, everybody, we don't know what he's going to do, right? We don't know if he's going to be swinging for a home run. We don't know if he's going to go to the cheap route, right? With what we've seen from Monty Ossenfort in this regime, we know that he favors draft picks a lot, right? That's one thing that we know. He favors draft picks a lot. So for the people out there that want to throw a bag, right? That want to throw the farm at a Myles Garrett or a Max Crosby, I wouldn't put money down on that personally. Now, would I want that too? Of course. Yeah, definitely. Those are X factors. Of course, right? I just don't want to sell my expectations too high. Although we know pass rusher is a big need on this offense, right? To me, I don't want to give anybody hope, right? I don't want to give anybody hope saying, "Oh yeah, they're gonna do it, man. They're gonna do it." No, 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 no. I don't know what this front office is going to do. Like I said, are we going for a single? Are we going for a double? Are we going for a triple? Are we going for a home run? Right? Like what type of move are we going to do Monty Austin for? Right? And to me, honestly, I'm just kind of expecting it, and it's probably because low bar. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I read a comment on the last video that I posted, and it's actually very funny because it's true, right? And the comment says something along the lines of, "We got such a low bar because we get excited about making calls." You're right. You're right. We do get excited about making calls 100% because the last 2 years we were in the basement. The last 2 years we were dealing with being redheaded little stepchildren, right? The redheaded little stepchildren that nobody really cares about. I'm tired of it, right? I'm tired of feeling that way. And to hear that we got some sort of hope, right? To even make a push is exciting, right? Is exciting. November football, the last 2 years, guys, we were talking about what's your Halloween costume, right? Well, we're talking about who's hosting Thanksgiving, right? What part of family member are you host? Oh, that's what we're talking about. Like, we're not used to this. This has been 2 years of basement football, and now we've already matched the win total. So yeah, and I don't think that guy mentioned it like, oh, as a knock. No, I think he just was, it was a funny thing to say because it's the truth, right? We do get excited for phone calls, right? Reports. Cardinals are making phone calls. Yes, go. Let's go. But it's the truth. I mean, nothing gets the Valley more excited than a team that wants to win, right? AKA the Suns, obviously, right? Multiple years of trying to make a championship run. We got a couple years of Diamondbacks, great football. Let's see what happens with them. But if you have a very good football team, it brings a level of excitement to the Valley like no other, right? Or I guess any winning team brings a level of excitement to the Valley. And that's what you need to see, right? You need to see Cardinals fans get excited about football again because we're seeing a lot of pessimism out there. And I don't blame you. I'm not saying, "Oh, don't be pessimistic." No, that's your whatever you want to feel, right? It's not it's not something that I'm going to lose sleep over, but I mean, I get it, right? Cardinal fans feel some sort of way. They don't want to believe too much because of the hurt that we felt before, right? We don't want to buy all in yet because we don't really know, right? We don't know if we put our toe in the water, we're just going to get sucked in and just whirlwind and spit back out somewhere else, right? But I don't know. With what I'm seeing with this culture here from Jonathan Gannon and hearing the phone calls are at least being done, that's enough to get me hyped up. That's enough to get me hyped up as a Cardinal fan. And I hope the same thing for you guys here in the chat as well. Because obviously, right, the last 2 weeks, we've been seeing a crazy amount of viewership, a crazy amount of new subscribers coming onto this channel, right? When you have a winning organization, people want to talk about it, right? The last video I posted an hour and a half ago, I kid you not, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is the video that I've gained the most subscribers than I have ever gained in a very, very, very long time. Because guess what? There's hope. Because guess what? There's a level of excitement around. And all we need from you, Monty Austinport, is to pick up the phone and make a call. That's it. That's it. So I love it. I love it. I'm for it. Any chance the Cardinals are good makes my mental health very, very good. It makes my night sleeping very, very good. And guess what? Ladies and gentlemen, we're in the top spot of the NFC West. Boy, does it feel good. All right. Let's talk about this now, right? Enough of the sappiness. Oh, basement football, right? Enough of that. Let's take it to the chat. Let's see what you guys are saying here in the chat. Because I've already seen some comments, man. I've already seen some people already planning. We already seen some eyes over here. Chase Young, JC Horn. We're seeing all sorts of comments here in the chat. And obviously, appreciate you guys for being here and obviously being engaged in the chat. You guys are what makes this channel run. Do me a huge favor. Smack the like button if you guys have about 2 seconds. We got over 100 people watching here on the YouTube side with only 40 likes. Let's see if we can hit 100, right? Let's go for goal. Let's see if we can hit a home run out of this out of the park here. Let's go for 100 likes. Let's do it. All right, let's take a couple of these chats here. What's up, Vince? He says, Mike. I'm assuming that means Mike. He says, if we beat the Bears and the Jets, I'll start to get excited. I don't want to be disappointed. I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you one bit. Vince, I respect it. And you're right. You shouldn't have to believe in a team that's shown you that the consistency isn't there, right? We're only starting to see a glimmer of hope of what Kyler Murray looked like in 2021, right? We're only starting to see it glimmerly, right? I don't know if that's a word, but we're starting to see it. If we can get to that level, I promise you, there will be more fans coming, right? It's that famous quote, if you build it, they will come, right? So I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit at all. I'm not telling you to go buy tickets. No. I think it does start with these next 2 games. I think they got 3 games in this stretch right now that the Cardinals can make a run if they take care of business, right? You got a rookie quarterback coming in Caleb Williams. You got the Jets that are usually always in shambles, and we got the Jets, and then after that, we got the Seahawks, right? Which they're going through a decline nosedive right now as well in the NFC West. So a lot of things happening right now, right? A lot of things happening. 6-4 sounds really good, but we got to get there, right? 1 week at a time. Let me ask you guys this in the chat, right? And I'm mainly asking the people that yesterday, I don't know if you joined the live stream or you were on the live with me, but I ended up asking you guys, do you want Monty Austinfort to be a buyer? Are you okay with staying pat? Or are you just one of those guys that are like, I'm going to let Monty do whatever he wants to do? Like, now that we heard that phone calls are being done and the phone is actually being picked up, my question to you, chat, is, has your mind changed now, right? If you were once no, we're rebuilding, right? If that's what you were on that stance, has your mind changed now, hearing the fact that the Cardinals are at least picking up the phone, right? Because the question has always been buyers or staying pat, right? At least this last week, because 2 or 3 weeks ago, people were talking about sellers, right? And I don't blame you, right? Week by week is such a different thing in the NFL. You're an emotional roller coaster. I get it. So question, buyers, Are the Cardinals going to be buyers? Right? I mean, I hope so. I sure as heck hope so. Now, I'm seeing a couple people here in the chat saying that the Cardinals should go after Chase Young. Well, I mean, I'm not mad at it. I don't hate it. I feel like anything could help out the Arizona Cardinals right now. Seriously, like anything could help out the Arizona Cardinals. If they go after a Chase Young, I mean, right now the Chase Young is with the Saints, right? He's not lived to the potential of what we all thought he was going to be when he was chosen second overall, right, in the first round in 2020. He has not lived up to that potential, right? He really hasn't. Right now on the season, he's got 11 solo tackles, 2 sacks, right? 25 years old. What's his contract look like? Let me see. Right now, he's on a 1-year deal, $13 million. Okay, I mean, that's feasible. That's feasible if the Cardinals want to do something like that. I'm not mad at it, right? I mean, but you're talking about a rental, right? If that's what the Cardinals want to do, if they want to do a rental, then I can very well see maybe something like that happening. But here we are, right? I think there's a lot of potential edge players out there. Okay, real quick. Something came out, nothing to do with the Cardinals at all. Nothing to do with the Cardinals, but these are the type of things that you start seeing, ladies and gentlemen, when you see a player get moved off of. So let me just bear with me here. Sorry. Okay, nothing to do with the Cardinals. Don't get too excited. Don't get excited. Nothing to do with the Cardinals, but this is a player that we've talked about. Peep this, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so this tweet just came out probably about 20 minutes ago, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe a little less, maybe a little bit more. Peep this, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, check this out. Mary Kay tweeted this, and she's a reporter for the Browns. Says, hashtag Browns, Zadarius Smith missed practice today with an illness, team says. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. This tells me the trade deadline's coming up here very soon, next Tuesday, and they don't want to risk an injury. If he doesn't play this weekend with this illness, he's going to get traded. He's going to get traded. I'm not saying the Cardinals do it. I'm not saying the Cardinals, you need to get him, but he is a guy that I would like to bring, right? I would like to bring in. Got a lot of voidable years, not a lot of guaranteed salary. I think he is bought, or he's under contract until like 2027, which is a long time for a 32-year-old, right? And I'm fully aware of that. But it's starting to happen. It's starting to happen. Coincidental? Maybe. Right? Can he be a Cardinal? Maybe. I don't know. If he doesn't play this Sunday, he's leaving the Browns. That's for sure. That's for sure. We got my guy in the chat saying Myles Garrett. Okay, well, let me see if the people in the chat are different from last week or from yesterday. Not last week, yesterday. What would you be willing to give up for a Myles Garrett? What would you be willing to give up for a Myles Garrett? Because I know yesterday there were some people saying, throw the bag, 2 first-round picks. Nah, I ain't there. Then I would be jumping on the whole, we're not a one player away, right? Because to me, I'm giving up a 4th, 5th round, 6th round pick, right? For a potential pass rusher, right? That's what I'm looking for. Like, that's the trends that we've been seeing. If you're getting a Myles Garrett, or you're getting an end, or or Max Crosby, yeah, those are probably 2nd, 3rd round, maybe 1st round picks you're gonna have to kind of deal, right? So Myles Garrett would be obviously the biggest blockbuster we've seen in the Monty Ossenfort era, right? But I'm not giving up the farm like that. We got a guy in the chat says, forget Myles. If we're paying that much money, may as well get Dexter or Aziz. I want Aziz, man. I want Aziz. And the only reason why I'm harping on Aziz, like the only reason why I'm harping, and the reason why I say harping is because I do talk about him a lot, right? The only reason why I talk about him so much as I do is because it makes sense. Like, the contract makes sense. Like, this can be a perfect move for the Cardinals if if the Giants want to get rid of him, right? Obviously, it takes two to tango, like I mentioned in my video, right? It's not one of those things where like I want you, right? It's like the olden days where you're like I want you as a wife. No, it doesn't work like that, right? It takes two to tango. Like so, the Cardinals, if are interested in Azeez Ojulari, you also got to be under the understanding that the Giants want to sell him as well, right? Because we're talking about a young kid that currently right now is playing on his rookie deal, right? Rookie deal. I think he's like 24, 25 years old, or actually maybe even younger than that. I think he's 24 if I'm not mistaken. I made multiple videos about him. I don't know how I can't think of it right now, but I'm drawing a blank. But he's around 24. So the idea is you're going to be paying him, right? Especially if he's going to produce to the level of double digits. Maybe not give you double digits as a Cardinals organization, but if you get 6, 7 sacks from him as a Cardinals, then you're probably going to pay him because he's got over double digits at that moment, right? So it's one of those it's one of those things. If Azeez is going after, I want the Cardinals to re-sign him as well, right? So some people, they're looking for rentals. It depends on who you go after, right? If it's a Zadarius Smith, rental, right? If it's an Azeez Ojulari, you're paying him, right? Next year, you're paying him because his contract is done. You're going to give up a draft pick, whether it's a third or fourth. No, I'm sorry, not third. Fourth, fifth, or sixth round pick, and then you're going to decide to pay him. That's the plan. And then you got the Ojulari brothers, right? Then you got the Ojulari brothers coming in and trying to rip your head off, week in and week out. So that's the hope and expectation, right? For me, in terms of when I look at Azeez Ojulari. But I'm not mad at Max Crosby. I'm not mad at Myles Garrett if the Cardinals do something like that. One thing I would say is that I want to see what we give up, right? I think that's important. What do the Cardinals give up? Because we know Monty Ossenfort. We know it. Like Monty Ossenfort favors draft picks. He favors draft picks. He absolutely does, right? I mean, we traded back in the second round. I mean, we still got our guy in Max Melton, right? But we traded back to accumulate more draft picks, and that seems to be kind of the trend of what we've been seeing here with Monty Ossenfort. So, I mean, not mad at it one bit. Obviously, I want to see action, right? I want to see action because although, like we mentioned before, it's not a shock that the Cardinals are in some sort of making phone calls per that report, right? It's not a shock that we're making phone calls. The situation that we're landing ourselves in is the fact that we're happy that our GM Monty Ossenfort is acknowledging that, hey man, we can make a push here. We can actually make a push, right? Because we've been talking about it, Cardinal fans, right? I mean, we've been talking about it. So let's continue to make that push. Mars in the chat says, you trade for Myles Garrett if you're winning now, because there will be no future after you give up that draft capital. Exactly, right? So to me, the way my mind works is that what's attainable and what's in front of us right now, right? If the Cardinals can continue to win, what's attainable this year, right? And I know some people might get mad at me if I say we're not a Super Bowl team. I still don't think we're not a team that's going to take down the Chiefs. We're not a team that's going to take down the Lions at their full strength. I get it. We went toe-to-toe with them in the beginning of the season, but I think when they're on their full form, they're a much more completed team than we are. But with what we can accomplish in this year is progress, is more wins than 4 wins. And guess what? We already matched it, so anything else is a cherry on top of the ice cream. But what we can accomplish is the NFC West. What we can accomplish is a potential playoff, run, right? That's what we can accomplish. So that's what I'm looking for, right? That's what I'm looking for. And of course, you got to win the West. I don't know if there's going to be multiple teams from the West in the playoffs, being the fact that the North right now is so freaking stacked the way that it is. Unless they start seeing a decline in the amount of wins that they get, the North looks to be the best division right now within the NFC side, right? Within the NFC. So the Cardinals, if they do want some sort of playoff push, then they are going to need to win the West, right? So that's what I'm looking through, right? That's where my mindset is right now. Obviously, Super Bowl is always what we're going to think about, but like realistically, I don't think anybody in the chat thinks that Super Bowl is attainable this year, right? We want to see Kyler progress. We want to see, progress and get consistent. We want to see Kyler Murray take that next step, potentially go into another playoff, maybe winning one. That would be amazing. That would be cool. But we know where we're at, right? So that's just kind of the way that I kind of feel about it. Julio in the chat says, Monty, let's go. Don't disappoint your fan base. Well, that's the thing, right? Hearing the fact that we're making calls, that's where the excitement level is coming from the fan base right now, right? Not the fact that, he recognizes that we need a pass rusher. We know. We all know. We all know that he needs a pass rusher, right? Deus, super chat coming our way. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so very much for the $5 donation. He says this. If Monty makes a trade, it will be for the long term. He builds through the draft, not through free agency. Go Cards, go Tune. So, my question to you, Deus, is do you think Aziz is a long-term option? I do. Do you? Do you think it's a long-term? I think so, personally, because he's last year of his contract, 24 years old, 6 sacks right now. That Monday Night Football game, he ended up getting 2 sacks, so he had 4 sacks coming in at Monday night. He's got 2, so now a total of 6. Is that a long-term potential solution, right? Having the BJ Ojolari brothers, right? I think it is. I think it is. I hope you think so too. I hope you. Yep, there you go. He says yes. Yeah, I agree. I think it is a long-term, and that's why I'm not selling the fan base on Garrett, right? Personally, I mean, if it happens, then we all celebrate. We all start flipping tables, and we all celebrate, right? But I'm not selling you guys. I'm not trying to sell you guys a bag of goods, right? I'm not, because I don't know. I don't think that's a move that Monty's going to make. Would it be cool to get a Myles Garrett? Yes, of course. Would it be cool to get a Max Crosby? Of course. Yeah, everything. All the above. Yes, it would be cool. It's just, I'm not going to sell you guys on something that I don't fully am convinced that this is the Monty move, right? So that's why when I made the videos that I did, I always give the smaller options, the cheaper options, the options that seem to be more Cardinals friendly. Because don't forget who our owner is, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget who the owner of the Arizona Cardinals is, and of course that's going to be Michael Bidwell. So, although on paper, right, we seem to be trending in the right direction. We all do want to see progress at the end of the day, right? We all want to see progress. So, Deus in the chat says he's only 24 and has got great promise. Exactly. And here's the thing. I don't think, you're going to pay him, but you're not paying him TJ Watt numbers. TJ Watt numbers. You're not paying him TJ Watt numbers, right? You're not paying him, what this big market is, your Myles Garrett, your Max, you're not paying him that. You're still going to pay him a good amount of money, right? More than the free agents you probably brought in, right? More than $10 million a year. We're probably talking about somewhere of $21-22 million a year, which is market, right? So the Cardinals have a lot of money next year. Now we do got to figure out, are we bringing back Buddha? Are we bringing back James Conner, right? And who are we going to bring in free agency? Because Kyler Murray wants to win. Buddha wants to win if he comes back. James Conner, if he comes back, wants to win. So those are the other things you got to look at as well, right? So these young guys that we're bringing in, your Marvin Harrison Jr.'s, your Darius Robinsons, right? Your Max Meltons, they're going to eventually have to take the torch. So my guy in the chat says there are rumors that Reddick and Myles Garrett has been traded. There's rumors right now. Don't troll, man. Don't troll. Don't do it. You're saying right now? I don't see any rumor. Oh yeah, I do see one. Yeah, I'm seeing one, but I don't think it's real, guys. It's not real. Don't believe anything you say on the internet. Yeah, don't believe it. I see what you're saying. Yeah, don't believe everything you see on the internet. Wait for a reliable source, and the only reliable sources to me are the big boys, right? Your Ian Rappaport, your Adam Schefter, right? Those guys, right? Mike Garafolo, the guys on the national level. Those are the guys that you really gotta look out for. You see a random account on X and Twitter, a lot of times they're probably just fake, right? They're probably just fake. I do see what you're talking about, though. No, it hasn't happened. Jaden, what's up, Jaden? Appreciate the super chat. Had to block Deus brother drive. Wait, Had to block Deus. Brother drives me. Oh, okay. Well, appreciate the super chat. Thank you so very much, Jaden. Um, we're all family here, man. We're all family. I get it. I get it. We're all family. Um, Hebe says internet is a big smokescreen. That's the truth. That's the truth. We aren't getting Garrett too steep of an asking price. Exactly. So for the people out there that solve this, because I think I know what you're talking about. I think I've seen it. Like, but here's the thing: like even like Reddick, right? Like Hassan Reddick, there's not been a a big guy, and I mean there hasn't been one of those big guys, right? Those big national guys like your Ian Rapp. Nobody's ever said Reddick was linked to the Cardinals. Nobody has. All people were saying is that it made sense, right? Cardinals need a pass rusher. Cardinals have ties, and it just makes sense, right? That's what people were saying. They weren't saying, "Oh, it's going to happen. It's going to be intimate." No, no. Even when I was making videos, it wasn't a for sure thing. It just was, it makes sense. Cardinals need a pass rusher. We got ties. He's played with Jonathan Gannon. Makes sense. So, but even now, like, I don't think Reddick's even attainable. I don't know if you guys know, but the Jets have signed a deal with him, I think, to make him happy, right? To make him happy. So right now, it seems like he's okay with the Jets. My mind's not even thinking about Reddick right now. It really isn't. My mind is on to other prizes, younger prizes that we could potentially use for the future. That's where my mind's at right now. Oh, buddy Deus. my brother Deus. Outlaw in the chat says, "Hey Mike, how about BJ's brother?" I mean, that's Aziz, brother. That's Aziz. Yeah, we've been talking about Aziz Ojulari for probably a couple weeks now, right? We've been talking about Aziz Ojulari here for a couple of weeks now. Yeah, I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. I did see that Buda Baker has been a name that's been floated around. Yeah, I have seen that as well. Now, this is my question to you guys, right? Chat, my question to you guys. So, can we be buyers and sellers? I don't want to get rid of Buda. No. If it was up to me and if I was Monty, I would not get rid of Buda Baker. I would not get rid of Buda Baker at all. But I understand multiples of opinions out there. What say you, right? I know there's actually contending teams, and I mean Super Bowl contending teams that could potentially want the services of Buda Baker. Can the Cardinals be buyers and sellers? I hope not. I hope not. I think Buda Baker is still the heart and soul of this defense, right? Like 4 weeks ago, there was that trade proposition that was out there about potentially trading away Buda Baker. I never got behind that, like personally, right? I respect the thought of, that was the thought that was put behind it because we are in need of a pass rusher still, right? We're 4 or 5 weeks ago, still same issues, right? It still hasn't been resolved, but I respect the thought process that went behind it, but to me, Buda Baker just means too much. Buda Baker just means way too much for me. Like, I need him to retire as a Cardinal. I feel like the guy that got away, and there's a lot of guys that got away, honestly, right? Calais, but the one that really sticks out to me is Honey Badger, Tyron, and I don't want to be in the situation again, go again like that. I like the Honey Badger, I really do. He was one of my favorite players, great player. And I kind of see Buddha similar to that. So keep him here. Keep him in the desert. That's my opinion. For the most part, people in the chat seem to agree. Keep Buddha. Okay. If we're going to sell, it's going to be Connor. No, I don't know about that either, though. Like, Connor's one of the best running backs right now, right? One of the best running backs in the league right now, right? So to me personally, I know we were talking about it last year, right? And I don't know if you guys were rocking with me last year, but last year was a big focal point to say things like, oh, man, maybe we can be sellers last year, right? We're a 4-win team. Cardinals didn't do it. James Conner right now is one of the best running backs in the entirety of the NFL right now. And being the fact that we're in the top, I just don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. Got my guy Dylan in the chat. What's up, Dylan? Appreciate you. No, you're good, man. No worries, bro. Don't ever, anybody in the chat, ever Feel like you gotta apologize. I get it, man. This is a very, very up and down emotional roller coaster of a season, right? You caught me slipping a few times. I said some crazy things myself. So, I mean, if I were having to apologize for everything I said that were outlandish and dumb, then I wouldn't have a voice. So, I mean, don't ever. I get it, right? 2 weeks ago, we were a much different team. So I don't. It's all right. It's all good, man. Don't worry about it. Let's read a few more comments. Connor ain't moving. Yeah, no, Connor ain't going anywhere. Let's see. Connor and K1 are best friends. Yeah, I could see that. Keep Buddha, keep Connor. Yeah, no, there's no way. There's no way we're gonna be sellers, right? I just pitched it because of obviously that story 4 weeks ago. Might have been 4 weeks ago about the Cardinals getting rid of or a potential trade, right? But I just think it was just talk, right? It was just talk, an idea. But nah, I don't think we're gonna be sellers. Buyers, 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 buyers. Buy, 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 buy. That's what you need to do. Buy, buy, buy. That's what the Cardinals need to do. And hearing the fact that, we are making phone calls is definitely a step in the right direction. And then not just that, ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining the stream right now, we were talking about this a little earlier. Jonah Williams is returning. Yeah. Yup. And even the way that Jonathan Gannon said, I know. Yeah, that's shocking. Yeah. There was a lot of uncertainty with Jonah Williams. There was a report that came out. I believe it was Jeremy Fowler, if I'm not mistaken. But don't quote me. I don't know if it was 100% him. But yeah, there was that he might be done for the season. Like, it's really scary situation to be in. So, no, I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what the Cardinals are going to do in this trade deadline. Jonah Williams coming back, step in the right direction. I'm super stoked. All right, let's keep it with the chat here. When are we actually buyers? That's a good question. That's a good question, man. I don't know. I mean, we at least have the hope this year, right? We at least have the hope this year that we could potentially be buyers, right? Just like my guy Matthew. Buy. Yep, that's it. That's all I want to hear. I don't want to hear no. I don't want to hear no sell. Buy. That's all you want to buy. That's it. That's all you want. That's all you want. Oh, yeah, but no, we haven't been buyers in quite some time, so it's refreshing. A couple different things in the NFC West happening. The 49ers are on a bye week. Yeah. If you didn't know that, the 49ers are on a bye week. And then you got the Rams taking on the Seahawks. So, you want to stay within this division race? You got to take care of these games that are in front of you. The Bears, the Jets, the Seahawks, right? Got the Seahawks taking on the Rams. We might be seeing the most downward spiral of a 3-0 start of a team that we've seen in the most recent years with the Seattle Seahawks. But nobody believed in the Seattle Seahawks, right? They're taking on the Rams. I think the Rams are going to win this game, right? I think it's going to be consistent, just down for the Seahawks. Because the Seahawks got the Rams, they got the 49ers, and then they got the Cardinals. 3 straight division games. So they could be looking at a very, very scary situation when they open their eyes and say, oh my goodness, we just on we got these 3 division games coming our way. So, yeah, not good news for the Seahawks. 49ers are on a bye week. So, if we can somehow win this weekend, then we win the NFC West still, right? We're still number 1. And then, of course, I think the Rams are going to beat the Seahawks. I have no doubt there. RC3, what's up, buddy? He says Cardinals need to keep Buddha and also get Aziz for the 4th this year and a 6th next. Okay, yeah. I mean, hey, I don't hate that. I'm cool with the 4th. Honestly. If it takes a 4th this year and a 6th in 2026, where do I sign? Yeah, no, I'm down with that. I think the Cardinals are in a really, really good situation right now. Really good situation. Let's get a pass rusher and another D-line guy. Bye. Love it. Love to see it. All right, y'all. I'm actually going to go ahead and close up shop here. I'm going to do one last look in the Twitter world. If there's any more breaking news out there about anything currently happening, obviously the Cardinal world or the NFL world, you're probably going to be seeing some things happen, right? You're probably going to be seeing some things happen in terms of deals being done, we're all just hoping that breaking news comes out and we hear the Cardinals are making a move, right? That's all what we're hoping for at this very moment. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and close up shop here. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. If you could do me a huge favor, smack the like button on your way out. And then also, let me give you a huge shout out here to the sponsors of the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube one last time. BetUS. If you're looking for a brand new sportsbook, BetUS is the way to go. Currently, right now, if you use promo code YouTube150, they will provide you with 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit and 125% sign-up bonus on the following two by using promo code YouTube150 upon signing up. Get you this great, amazing deal. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to every single one of you guys. If this is your first time here, either on X, Twitter, and or YouTube, subscribe. We're on the road to 16K, ladies and gentlemen. And with the fact that the Cardinals are actually doing decent and good, this channel has absolutely skyrocketed. And I thank you guys all so much. I really do. Appreciate you all for tuning in. As always, we're going to close up shop. Thank you, everybody. RC3, Matthew, Adrian, Uncanny, Highness, JK, Joel, AJ, Cardinals Opinion, Freddie. As always, thank you. We're going to close up shop. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Go Cardinals.